Hi guys, the moment you've been waiting for is now finally here when we'll be reviewing this device, which is actually called a Dream Machine from Ubiquiti. Now this device is a router that has advanced features for a home or small business. So what we have here, it has an access point built in with our advanced router. It has 4-port switch at the back and it also has a management system to manage all the device in total in terms of all the settings, all your configuration that you can do by simply using a phone, and you can use it remotely. So we will be going through all of these different types of features. I'll give you my feedback. I've been using it for almost a year, so I can tell you exactly how it performs and who should really buy this device and what can it really do for you if you decide to purchase it. So let's take a look. Alright, so let's go over some of the basics. So first thing we have is the section to power the device. Then the next thing we have is the WAN connection. That's a WAN gigabit connection. Then we have the 4-port switch. Those ports can be individually configured with different VLANs, different networks. For wireless, it has a 2.4 and a 5 GHz wireless access point with 4x4 MIMO. Watch this video to the end and we have a big surprise for you. Underneath you will see some vents. Those are for ventilation, as the unit has an internal fan for cooling. This unit also is equipped with a 1.7 GHz quad-core processor, so you will need those vents for cooling. There we have the button for resetting the device back to default settings. Also, it allows you to easily scale your deployment by connecting additional unified devices. These are like your different access points that you can connect to it, and it will be centrally managed by this central unit. Also, we have pre-installed unified network application. Now, this is the application that will be managing every single aspect of the device. The ports at the back, the access points, and all the different features that this unit is available to do. It's actually controlled by this management system. So this device is also equipped with an advanced security gateway with internet threat management and deep pocket inspection. So this way you can block unwanted access. You can also block by geographical areas. You can control your network inside out with this system, basically giving you a semi-enterprise network in your home. Alright, so let's get the device connected now. So we're going to first power the device with the power cable, plug it in. Then we're going to plug in our WAN connection, WAN, which is our internet, so that we can program our device and upgrade it to the latest firmware. Now this white light will be blinking, and it will be blinking for a few seconds. Once it goes to blue, it means we're ready to pair the device. Now that you have heard that beautiful sound, we are ready for business. All right, now that our setup is finished, let's join the Wi-Fi that we have just created. Proceed. Now we have connected back to our Dream Machine. All right, let's connect our computer now to the device where we can get more settings. Okay, so let's log in with our username and our password. Once that is in, we enter two-factor authentication, which is recommended. Now we're going to click on network, which is going to bring us to our dashboard. Now on the dashboard, you'll see an overview of everything that's happening. Now we're going to go over to settings. We're going to go into network and we're going to create a new network. A network that will be for our guest clients so that it will be isolated from the other network so that everything would be independent. Now we're going to go to advanced where we will put in the VLAN ID, which for us is going to be 20. And we're going to create a new scope of IP addresses. Now we will be using 192.168.20.1 and we'll be using that as our network address /24 subnet, and we're going to also do a DHCP range so that we know where our clients can get our IP addresses from in terms of the range. Okay, let's apply the settings by pressing add network. Now we're going to go back over to our Wi-Fi settings where we're going to edit our guest network and we're going to change the LAN or the network settings over to our new guest network. Now we're going to go also to our system settings and we're going to change our interface from the new interface over back to the older interface where we can find some of the settings a little bit more easier because the new one is a bit little tricky sometimes. So I prefer the older one for some settings. So we're going to go into our settings now and we're going to go to user group and add a new user group. Now this is going to limit per user rate limit. So each individual device that is connected and they're connected to whichever SSID that we put this in, which is for us is going to be our guest network. We're going to limit them by 5 megabits per second down and 5 megabits per second up. Once we save that settings, then we're going to go over back to our wireless settings and then we're going to go and edit our guest network. We then go to our advanced settings. We're going to look for user group and we're going to select our guest 5 by 5 megabits per second. We're going to click on apply our guest policies. Now in order to get our hotspot, we're going to go over to our guest control, enable it. We're going to click on our hotspot. There are all options which are the Facebook and then you have your external server, but for now we're going to use our hotspot. Now the hotspot basically gives you access to the network via voucher, or you can use passwords, you can use different type of method to get access to the network. So these are some of the settings that are inside of this where you can give your different backgrounds. You can see the mobile view and the different type of angles. You can change all of these settings and give your own custom settings. So we will be using the voucher system for this one. There are other options like your payment, your password, radius, Facebook, Google. All of those are other options that you can also use, but we will be using the password for this one. So what we need to do is just create a new password and insert that inside of this. Show that it's internet123, save that settings. Then we're going to go back to our Wi-Fi settings and we're going to take it from password and change it to open. That way our guests can access the Wi-Fi open and then they will be prompted with the voucher system. So these are the different networks that are on our network currently, our main LAN on our guest network. So now we will be testing our voucher system to see if it works along with the IP address that we have created, and also if we're seeing the page coming up. So let's go and give that a test now. Now on my phone, I'm going to click on the guest network. That's the guest SSID. Now this is the page that is coming up. Once I accept the terms and I enter the password, which is internet123, I got access. Wait a few seconds to see. There we go. And now to check the IP address, see we got our 192.168.20.254 as our IP address. So it shows that we are on the guest network. Now back over to our computer, we're going to go to security, internet threat management, and we're going to turn that on. And this is going to give us a level of security. We can go from 1 all the way up to level 5, depending on how intense you want the security to be. Now by going back to Wi-Fi, we can go over to our hotspot. Once we click on that, we can open our Hotspot Manager, which is the central system that can manage our voucher systems, telling us who is online, create vouchers, and an overview of everything regarding vouchers. So as we're about to create our first set of vouchers, 10 vouchers one time, we can change the amount of hours, days, user define, give you a more defined set. So I will change it for 1 hour, and then we can just name this 1 hour voucher. Once we hit the save button now, then it creates our 10 vouchers, each being 1 hour in duration. We can print these, all of them. What it will do is give you a preview, and when you print this, you can perforate them or cut them, so you can give each and every individual user their own voucher. Alright, so over back now to clients, where I can see the different devices that are connected, and I can individually go to each device. I can see all the different settings. I can see their network activities and traffic, so I get a more in-depth of what each and every individual user is using on the network. Also, you can see where their live bandwidth is being used right there. So let's give it a try to see if it actually shows you real-time bandwidth. So as you can see, this is using real-time bandwidth. So you can see the bandwidth being pulled right here. So you're seeing it live, which can give you an better understanding of what each individual device is pulling in terms of their bandwidth. Now you can name the device if you want to do more in terms of you want to label it so that you can better identify it inside the system. You can change the network by switching a network that it is connected to and giving it an IP, static IP, whichever one you'd want to do. Everything can be controlled mainly from this screen right here. So you can have the complete control of individual devices. So if someone is having an issue, all you need to do is to know their MAC address or their device name. And once you have those information, you can diagnose their problem very easily. So for example, for this phone, I can look through and see all the different applications that are being used. I can block them, reconnect them. I can unauthorize them. And that way I can also use, even if they have the password to the system, I can actually block them from getting access, even though they have the password through the voucher system, that is. Now here's a general overview of the different statistics that the system can actually look into. Now for the alert section, you will see all the different changes that are happening inside the system, what's connected, disconnected, if the device roam, all of those information. This is the map, basically a layout, a topology of the network, showing you what's connected by wire, what's connected by wireless, which access point or what SSID it's connected to. All those information will be given in this topology area here. Alright, so let's go to the back end of the Dream Machine. Now this area is where you can see your performance settings, like your CPU, your memory, your temperature for your memory. All of those informations can be seen back here. You can also see your internal storage information. This is the area that you can also update the different devices in terms of your actual Dream Machine system and also your network, because the network settings is an application that is running on the software. So there and then you can actually upgrade that independently. Now for your advanced settings, you have your name, you could change it. You can SSH into the device, remote access, which is with the phone. You can improve the different settings, reboot, all of those different backend information that you would need. You can access all of these in the backend. You can also access these information remotely. Alright, so this is a backup area where you can back up your configuration schedule for backup. You can download your backup right here and upload it if your device ever needs to be reprogrammed again, saving you the hassle. Now for that big surprise that I promised you, this device can actually add an external access point to it. Now, this is what we're going to actually do now. We're going to power this access point independently with a PoE adapter, plug the LAN cable inside the Dream Machine in port 1. It can be either port. Now we're going to wait for a steady white light to come on, which will indicate that the device is ready to be paired. There we have it now that we have the steady white light. Let's go back to our computer. We're going to go over to our device where we will see our new device pending to be connected. So this little symbol over here, we can just click add for this pop-up banner. Once we click add, it's going to actually start the provision, which is adapting one device, which is our mesh access point. Now it's going to move from white and it's going to go to blue once it is actually synced to our system. There we go. Now we have two access points. We have one which is built into the Dream Machine, and we have a separate one which can be placed anywhere in the building, anywhere you want. As long as you have a cable run to that area, you plug your access point there and run it back to your Dream Machine. As you can see, we just labeled our device as outdoor AP. That way we can know the difference between our Dream Machine and our outdoor AP. And all the different settings are here, just the same, to manage this device independently. Now, to put things in more perspective, you'd be wondering, with all these technology and all of these features that we have packed into one device, who would it be best for? Now, there are two persons who I think personally would benefit a lot from this. It's for small businesses and homeowners who wants to control. These are the persons who want real control over their home security, their home network. Now, the benefit of this is that for security reasons, it's best to have at least 3 to 4 VLANs in your home. There's one for your IoTs, which have been your smart homes. You would have another which is for your regular devices. You would have one for probably your security devices. And then you could have one which is more secure for if you want to do financial transaction and those type of stuff. You don't have to, but at least for your IoTs, which is your smart homes, it would be best to have that traffic separate and isolated from your home devices, which you use like your tablets and your phones with your private credentials. So that would be very good. Also, a person who wants to have control over the persons who have access to their network and what they see. So for example, if you have a guest or a visitor, you want to have somewhat control over what they have access to. And also for your children, you would want to have like block VPNs on their network, so that if you want to block pornography and all of those things that are malicious and would be affecting your child, you'd want to have a separate network for them where you would block VPN, block the different sites, so that they can't go outside of what they are supposed to be seeing. So the small business persons now would have been the ones that want to have the same control, the same features, have multiple SSIDs with the names for the different persons, the different departments, for your clients that comes in and want access for a little short period of time. You can give them this access without having any issue. You would have a lot of control over your network when you have this into a small business or inside of your home. So those are the two persons I think would be best suited for this type of device, and it's affordable for the kind of application that you would use it for. For the time frame that I've been using it, I've seen where it has helped me a lot, where it has really given me that peace of mind to have that security features where they can block all the different sites from different areas, the geographical locations. Like I can block Ukraine, I can block Russia, I can block all of those areas from accessing my personal network. And it actually alerts me if personal threats or anything like that trying to attack my network. So with all of those features, it is perfect for your home and it is perfect for your small businesses. For example, a larger system for like a medium to large, you have the UDM Pro, which is actually a rack mount device, which can actually give you more features, more processing power, more performance overall, and even more features as well. And give me your feedback and what do you think about it. All right, so post your comments inside the comment section. I will leave a description for the link to buy this device on Amazon. You can also get this at Nextech Network Solutions Limited. Let me know, what do you think about this? Let us know what you would want to see on this channel. Thank you for watching and see you next time, guys.